There are three pages of a prepared speech. But after this, I'd like to add something of the sentiments that I carry the burden in my heart. The first day of the Islamic month of Shawwal always brings great joy to our Muslim brothers and sisters. It is on this day that they celebrate the Eid al-Fitr, the feast that marks their successful journey towards spiritual purification through fasting and prayers during the blessed month of Ramadan. On this special day, may you remember to thank God Allah for bestowing upon you the resolve, courage, and fortitude to obey His commandments. May a sense of spiritual accomplishment inspire you as you go through life and overcome the many obstacles that lie ahead. Let us channel our energies towards building a society that is grounded on love, respect, and understanding, because it is by dedicating our lives to the betterment of humanity that we can best demonstrate our obedience and obedience to Allah. To our brothers and sisters who have been affected by the violence and conflict in Mindanao, I assure you that the government is committed to securing just and lasting peace in the island. The military and the police remain hard at work to ending the crisis with dispatch, especially in Marawi. We have also laid concrete plans on the rehabilitation and reconstruction of your lives and communities. The task force Bangon Marawi, composed of various agencies of the government, is being created to hasten recovery efforts in Marawi City. The amount of 20 billion pesos has already been allocated to ensure that this happens. More funds will be added if necessary. Meaningful and long-term support will also be made available with the help of our partners in the private sector and the international community. To help improve the capabilities of our youth, we will continue to support scholars like Omar O. Sakar and Abdul Aziz A. Banisel, who are now studying at the Imam Mohammed bin Saud University, Indonesia. They will become part of the next generation of leaders who will help develop and advance their localities towards greater prosperity and progress. Rest assured that the entire nation is beside you during this challenging period in your lives. We will be with you as you rebuild your homes and localities, and as you realize your dreams for a better life. As Filipinos, all of us share a common destiny bound by this island we call home. So let us unite to achieve our common goals. With our solidarity and faith in each other, let us make Mindanao and the Philippines a land of order, stability, harmony, and prosperity. My greetings of peace to everyone on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. Eid Mubarak. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, if just an uprising, just like the mainstream rebellion of the MI, pati MN, I can endure a war with you. And I can even plead peace with you. Wala akong problema at naintindihan ko kung bakit tayo nag-aaway at nagpapatayan. And as President who hails from Mindanao, and whose mother is a Mindanaoan, alam ko kung ano ang sakit sa puso ninyo. Alam ko kasi, alam ko noon pang maliit pa ako na gano'n na nga. Wala akong problema. Even if you're fighting now, kung sakali talagang walang mangyari, and every year and every month, I would always go to you and plead that we can have peace in our land. Kasi alam ko na long before Magellan dumating sa Leyte, bringing Christianity, Mindanao was Islam, almost Islam, by more than 50 years. I once had the occasion to go over the archives of Malaysia. And the little time that I spent there when I was a congressman gave me an idea of what is really happening to Islam and in this part of our land. Alam ko naghinakit kayo. And alam ko na we were conquered by the Spaniards. We were never born yet. And even Lapu-Lapu was a Muslim. He was our first hero. Siya yung pumatay sa unang foreigner na imperialista. Alam natin yan. Kaya alam ko ang sakit ng loob ninyo at ano ang dapat nating gawin. So when I became president, I made clear to everybody that I intend to talk to you peacefully. And I promised you a framework of a federal government to give more authority and a wide discretion of what you would want your island to be. Alam natin yan. Kaya ako, long before I won the election, I already sent my daughter-in-law sa Hulo that I wanted to talk to everybody that kung sakala ang siyala I will win, pwede na tayong mag-usap kaagad because I am a man in a hurry. Because even in the preparation, the gestation period, matagal talaga. Alam ko yan. Kaya kung ang ating away lang ngayon, MI lang pati MN, naiintindihan ko, walang problema. Ang masakit sa akin na pumasok a fractured ideology na hindi naman malaman sila mismo kung ano ang ginagawa. All that they want is to kill and destroy. Paano tayo mabubuhay yan? We are all witnesses to the modern technology that can offer. Kita mo CNN, BBC. The Arabs, most of them, well, Sunni and Shiite. Pero that is not a reason for the brutality that's going on. Masakit yung tignan natin na sila mismo. You burn an Arab Muslim. You behead an Arab Muslim. You massacre an entire Arab Muslim village. Paano tanggapin natin yan tapos magpunta dito? How can we improve on our lives, about our lives, kung may papasok na ganon na ideolohiya na wala nang ginagawa, kundi pumatay and to behead just like no other business. Kaya ako rito sa Marawi, I decided to declare martial law kasi pag hindi alam ko nung na-perfect na namin ang intelligence that there were so many firearms pati explosives. Kaya hanggang ngayon, ang mga sundalo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, ang karamihan mga shrapnel because they seem to be ang supply nila hindi matatapos. Sabihin mo na kaya ito ng isang buwan, hindi nga matapos eh. Because they were able to stockpile the arms. And alam ko, hindi ninyo alam yan. And there were only some of those who traveled to the Middle East, got contaminated, brought the ideology back home, and promised to declare war against humanity. Kaya talaga ako, I was forced into it. But remember, for 1 month, pa-slide lang ako palagi, sabi ko, do not force my hand into it. Alam ko, narinig ninyo lahat yan. Sabi ko, do not force me to declare martial law kasi mabilis na ang pasok ng intelligence na ang armas pati yung stockpile nasa Marawi na. So wala akong magawa. Alam ko ang ginawa mo, noong pagsabi ko mag-martial law ako, nandoon ako sa Moscow, alam ko na lahat. Alam ko na how long it would take for us. At alam ko ang deployment ng mga snipers, pati kung saan nila tinago yung mga armas nila. I already had the complete picture and I knew that would be a long fight. But kung tanungin ninyo ako kung maligaya ako, anak ng, I am also bleeding like you. Kaya I do not even want to talk about it maski kami dyan sa cabinet. Kasi nasasaktan ako. Kasi yung ibang may mga pinsan ako nandoon sa Mauti. Bakala ninyo. Because they went there, a cousin of mine died. Nagpunta sila doon, isang truck. Taka nga yung mga PSG kung sino yan. Sabi ko, mga pinsan ko yan. Hayaan mo. Doon nag-usap-usap kami, yung iba, for the sake of adventure or I do not know what. Sabi, huwag kayong pumasok dyan. Wala kayong makuha sa isang kuwat. You do not even have an idea of what government, basta inyo, patayan lang. We are all human beings. Whether we like it or not, we will die. Ang problema nito, ano ang iniwan natin? Nandito sa ito, nag-average tayo ng 50 dito. What will we leave to our children? We have only limited time to correct this aberration. Wala na, tatanda na tayo eh. And if we allow this thing to drag on, anak ng, kawawa itong mga bata natin. Pero yung mga pamangkin ko nandyan ngayon sa Iligan na ayaw iyak ng iyak. Paano yan? Sabi ko, hindi, tatapusin ko talaga ito. But one thing I will promise you, my brother Moro, I will see to it that Marawi will rise as a prosperous city again. Maghanap ako ng pera. Yung mga nakita ko sa may mga priority sana ako kasi gusto ko rin ang mga sundalo, but I will set aside. Sunny is siya yung taxman natin eh. Sabi ko I need a big amount because I will rebuild Marawi. Kailangan ko talaga itayo ko uli ang Marawi kasi pag hindi, I will remain forever na kontrabida. Alam ko maintindihan ninyo. Alam ko maintindihan ninyo kasi kalaban. Ang problema, kalaban pa naman na hindi walang direksyon kung saan niya gustong pumunta. Hindi pumatay ng pumatay, sumira ng sumira, nagdamay ng lahat ng tao. If they went to a forested area there, claimed a particular mountain, 3 mountains, doon mag-away, I could have forgiven them. Pero sa ginawa nila ng ganito, itong mauti pati itong ISIS, there will be no quarters given and no quarters asked. Hayaan mo na ako, I am very sorry that this has to happen. I am not happy na mamatay ang mga Maranao. Hindi ako maligaya sa hirap ninyo ngayon. Wala akong nakitang satisfaction even in winning the war. I just wanted this thing over. And itong mga radicals, extremists, out of the Muslim world dito. Umalis talaga sila dito. We are not, alam mo, Malay tayo. We are a Malay race. Baski na sabihin mo na yung iba naging Kristiyanos, yung iba naging Muslim. We remain yung ating values sa nakuha natin as native Malay. Hindi tayo ganon. We are not that brutal and we respect life. Makita naman ang respeto natin sa isa't isa. At no other time na nawala yung bigotry. Matanunin yung mga taga Davao, when Davao was booming, nobody was willing to to sell a condo or a mga subdivision. Pagka tagalabas, ayaw nilang pabilihan. I made a law. Yung discrimination. Once pagka ginawa na ayaw may pagbili kay Moro ang bibili, there's a penalty, actually a sanction, imprisonment. Ginawa ko yan kasi ayaw ko talaga ng bigotry because I don't have that kind of character in me. Ako neutral rin kasi talaga ako. And even my mga anak ko noong bakasyon, yung mga apo ko na mga taga-Sangkula sa Hulo, yung tatay, sila Reggie na Maranao, gusto na magbakasyon na doon, takot baka patayin daw sila. Sabi ko, baka nga, kaya hindi ko masabi kung ano ang sitwasyon doon. They would have wanted to visit their, at least mga ancestral nila, kasi para makita nila kung ano ang... Kaya ako talagang galit ako sa yung nagpapasok ng ano. Because they created this situation. Hindi lang nila alam, nang ipusta nila, ang buhay ng kapwa nila ng Maranao, anak na. When they started to entertain the idea of waging a war against government, edi kampo na lang sana ang binira nila. Would you create hell in the midst of sa Marawi? Baka tarantado mo namang turpe ka. Hindi ko naman sabihin because I am a president of an entire republic. Ay siya nga sabihin mo magpatayan. We're trying to raise the ISIS flag. At mag-assume ng mga emir na title. Who are you to do that? You know, there is a certain, alam ko, there's the Quran, it's the Constitution. You have to follow it. That's the highest. Nothing is above the Quran. So, as a devout Muslim, you just have to live by the values that's being laid down there. Bakit ka magpa-imir-imir ka kung sino? Tarantado ka ba? Hindi nga ako nagpa-imir na presidente ako na Maranao, ulol. Ako na lang sana. So, mabutit niya nakita tayo na nabuhos ko yung galit ko pati yung sentimento ko. But I said, I will look for money. dahan-dahan lang, we will rebuild Marawi to what it was before, or better this time. Pero sila Secretary Alonto, mamayaman naman sila di. Bahala ka na doon sa building mo, ano? Unahin ko yung mahirap talaga ng mga kapatid ko. But I will look for money, and it will be on a long-term basis. But we will be able to rebuild Marawi. And I hope that next time, take care of your community. Take care of the Maranao. As I am also calling upon the Maguindanao, take care of the Maguindanao. Huwag ninyong ipasubo ang mga tao. Kasi kung may patayan, may gira, ang makakawawa talaga ang civilian. You know that. Even in the Middle East, ang kawawa civilian, mga bata. Kita mo niya sa BBC, naglalakad dyan, gutom, walang kain. Ang gaganda po naman itong mga Middle Eastern, kakaawa. Fellow Muslims there are beautiful race. Tapos magpasok lang isang bakukang ng ulo. Ayun na. Huwag kayong pumayag ng gano'ng, even the influential leaders, and next time sabihin, no deal. Do not do that to us. We will live in peace and we will guarantee peace for the next generation. Sila na rin ang bahala sa kanilang ano. Hindi ninyo kalaban ang gobyerno, there will be no abuses. Huwag ninyong tignan ang gobyerno. Ang kalaban ko lang talaga kasi yung ISIS, mahirap hanapin. So I have to destroy the buildings. But I said, I will lend you the money to build taller buildings. At pagka bumalik yung ISIS, bahala na kayo. I can understand, I said, the fighting with the MNLF. Ako na mismo pumupunta nga sa inyo. Even before I was elected, I went to the camp. I went to Murad, I went to Japan. I continue to talk to, he has the highest of respect. Alam ko kung mag-away kami uli, magbarilan, it's a matter of principle yan eh. Itong ISIS, ano mang prinsipyo itong mga yawa na ito? Kaya what talaga, do not ever think that I'm enjoying the lifetime, my life now. I'm sad, and every time, hindi ko na ako nanood ng TV. Pinapatay ko. Or I transfer doon na lang sa karton. It's not easy to realize your fellow men suffering and dying for nothing. Walang kasalanan talaga yung mga Maranao dyan naghihirap. Putang, buisit ako. Wala talaga mga kasalanan. Except that they happen to be caught on a crossfire of a foreign ideology. Saan mo kita dito na sunugin, putulin ang ulo? Why don't you, if he's your enemy, shoot him in the head. Tama na, warrior, walang warrior we do not do, that's brutality. That is not the way how a warrior lives by the code of being hindi lalaki, parang ganon. So I do not want you to lose your appetite. Baka nawala ng konti, bumawi na lang kayo. Just forget what I said, but mabutit yung naibuhos ko yung sama ng loob ko. Maraming salamat. Salamat.
President Duterte there speaking at Eid al-Fitr celebrations in Malacanang. He's saying that he will see to it that Marawi will rise as a prosperous city again. He talked about a task force, Bangon Marawi. He talked about raising millions, billions of pesos to rebuild Marawi. He said he's not happy with people dying in Marawi, and all he wants is radicals out of the Muslim world. The president also had some very choice words for Isnilon Hapilon, who had been named, so-called, allegedly, as the emir of the ISIS in the Philippines, in the southern Philippines. And he said to assume, and we quote the president saying, and we quote, "To assume emir as a title, who are you to do that?" And like we said, several choice words for Hapilon, who, well, conflicting reports about whether he is still in Marawi or not. The latest, of course, that he is in Marawi, still with his men. The president also saying he knows, or he knew exactly where the Maute group had stockpiled their arms in Marawi City. That was President Duterte speaking at the Eid al-Fitr celebrations in Malacanang. This has been a CNN Philippines